welcome to Think About It. I'm Sylvia Henderson, your host, and I invite you to tune in, take what you see and hear, and, well, think about it. Today, we are talking about chambers, but not corridors and not tunnels. We're talking about chambers of commerce. And I have as my guest Margie Graff, and she is the executive director of the Rockville, Maryland Chamber of Commerce. And we're doing this because for businesses, especially for smaller businesses, but for all businesses, we need to network, we need to make relationships and connect with people on a business level. And one of those primary connections is chambers. I'm a business owner. I've been to many a chamber, which I'll talk about a little bit later. And I just wanted to help you, whether you're a business owner or whether you're a professional, how do you connect with chambers and which ones are right? So that's why we're doing this program. And Margie, welcome.
Thank you so much for inviting me to be on this show. Think about it. I love that title.
It gives me the freedom to talk about
Whatever.
anything I doggone feel like. So,
before I got into the chamber world, I owned two of my own companies. So, and I came from New England, so I've been doing this for 10 years now. I just moved to Maryland a year ago, so I'm glad to be here. I love the chamber world. But whenever I think about any kind of program or anything, I have my business hat on. I'm an entrepreneur first and foremost, and I think of the chamber second. Because if I'm not giving value to my members or to the businesses, they're not going to be part of. So I'm not doing my job. So whatever it is that I can do to help a business to grow, to expand, to network, to meet, they come to me and I say, what do you need? Because I can make that happen. And if I don't know, I know who does know. So that's it. It's like having access. So when I owned two of my own businesses, I did some really good things and I did some really bad things. So in this position, I feel like I can help a lot of businesses, not to make the mistakes I made, and yet with my experience, I could help them.
And that's what attracted me to you as our executive director.
I'm president and CEO now, by the way.
Okay, excuse me then, president and CEO.
I've earned that title.
That's what attracted me to both the Rockville Chamber as well as to you. I've encountered many other folks who have been in charge of chambers, but they've been administrative. They've had administrative experience, or they came from a company and now they're in charge of a chamber. And it makes me as a business owner think, so I know you get input from your board, but how do you really identify with the trials and tribulations of I'm going to say small business, not to negate the size of the business, but I find that some chambers are big corporation chambers.
They are.
And they didn't understand me as a solo business owner,
Right.
or if I had 4 or 5 staff members.
Right.
And so that, there's a difference.
It's a big difference. I get it. Been there, done it. Couldn't make payroll, the same with everybody else. And I run the chamber like it's my own business. So I'm in the trenches like everybody else. And my philosophy is high tide rises all ships. Let's all get on the same boat and row in the same direction. Because there's plenty for everyone. And if we all help each other and work together, we'll all be successful. Because that's what we want, a thriving Rockville.
That's right.
That's the bottom line. So we all want the same thing. So it's just trying to get everybody on the same boat, going in the same direction.
So a lot of business, as a business owner again, I'm constantly out networking. And I'm sure many professionals, many business owners who are watching this say, oh gosh, networking. How many times have we been to networking events where you shake hands with one hand and you hand a business card out with the other and you really don't build relationships? So why a chamber as opposed to some other way of networking?
Well, I love what we're doing in our chamber because what I think you get value out of is like business speed dating. That is, even for someone who's shy and doesn't want to go to these big networking events, it's a one-on-one. You sit at a table of 4, you have a minute to say who you are, what you do, hand out your card, then next, and next, and next. It goes fast, so you're not stuck with anyone. It's like, getting to know everybody, and that way everybody's on a level playing field. It's not a big business, not a little business, it's not cliquey, everybody. So things like that, I want to bring in quarterly. And then it's not a one size fits all. Like some people just like breakfast. They like education series. So we try to do that quarterly. Then we have luncheons. Now that's smaller, more intimate, maybe 20 to 25 people. So you really get to talk to one another. And then we usually invite a nonprofit to talk about themselves for 10 minutes. So that way we know what nonprofits there are and what they do. And it's more intimate. And then the nighttime ones are more for the mix and mingles. You're not going to get your CEOs at the mix and mingles. You might get them in the morning, you might get them at a lunch, but you're not going to get them at those. That is where you're passing a business card and just seeing as many people as you can and see who you could connect with. But it's also social because you want to feel like you're part of a community. And our chamber is, I think it's known as the friendly chamber. I mean, everybody knows each other, everybody tries to help each other, and everybody cares.
That sounds like Cheers.
Everybody, yeah, well, it is. It really is. We're like that. And when someone joins the chamber, they get assigned a mentor. Now that mentor can invite them to go to the next meeting, or I'll see you here, or don't forget this, and we check on them, check in on them along the way, so they're not by themselves. And even for a mid-sized company that comes in, they'll get a mentor too, because mid-sized and large companies all started small. So we want the bigger ones to help the middle ones get up to that. So everybody has had experience, and let's help the little guy get to the next level. Someone's already done it. Why reinvent the wheel? It's just, I like to be the matchmaker there.
Matchmaker.
And the other thing I do, I think that sets us apart, by being new, I don't know everybody yet. I know a lot of people, but I don't know everybody yet. So if you said to me, Margie, I would really like to meet someone in this company, I'll say, great, I'll call, I'll make an appointment, and the three of us will meet together. So that way I get to meet them, but most importantly is I get to hear how you talk to them. So I learn more about your business, I learn about their business. So I like doing those three ways, either coffee or lunch or whatever, because it helps me too.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And one of the things, lots of questions. So there are lots of chambers. I mean, you were saying one of what we do. So you're the Rockville, Maryland chamber. But I've noticed there's so many chambers. I mean, there's from the U.S. chamber, which I guess they cover the entire United States and they're concerned. But there are like the African American and the Hispanic chambers. There's little old Olney, because I'm in the Olney community. There's little old Olney, Maryland chamber. Rockville, Gaithersburg.
Well, let me tell you the best thing to do.
Okay, I was going to say, because there's all kinds.
Depending on where your business is located, you join that chamber. That's where you're going to get your biggest bang for the buck, in your own home chamber. Then, if you have some extra money and you want to market to Rockville, then you join Rockville. Okay, but you get your biggest home for the buck where your business is located. And then you can join any chamber you want. It depends where you want to market your business to.
Wouldn't that also depend on your focus in business? Like, while I belong to the Rockville Chamber for community, for the location and the businesses, I also just belong to the Maryland Black Chamber because I see community in like-minded, I guess I'll say, people, even though we're all different still. So, I mean, I see some of these are focused on the population in the chamber, and others seem to be focused on the community that they serve.
We're focused on Rockville.
Right.
That's where I can help most. We have people from all over, and I tell them, even the one from Bethesda, please join your local chamber first, because they know the market, they know the people.
True. You're
going to get a better bang for your buck there. Then I'd be happy to have you, to expand your network as far as marketing, because that's what we do. We help advertise, market, and promote our businesses.
So what do you do? I mean, you said you help advertise. What are some, get deeper, a little bit deeper, so people know what you do?
One of the things that was really valuable to me when I had my own business, I was always a member of a chamber of commerce. I sold high-end products, hydrotherapy tubs, infrared saunas to day spas all over the world. Water filter, to make a wellness environment.
Okay.
So 2008 happened, and the economy tanked, and I was sitting in a warehouse with all my product, and like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Well, the chamber director said, there's a job open to be president of a chamber. I'm like, I don't have any chamber experience. I applied and I got it, and that's where I loved it because I could help everybody now. So I'm still taking my entrepreneurship, but doing it with a lot of different businesses. So it's been great. But what was
so what do you do, other than connecting businesses?
So this
Advocacy and other.
But wait, this was what was important to me when I was a chamber member, is I made some really bad mistakes, and if I had some other people to run my ideas by, someone would have caught it. So we do masterminds,
which is dear to my heart.
And the masterminds is invaluable because it would have saved a big mistake that I did if I had had that. So some of the programs that I introduce here, it's because of my business experience. What would have been valuable to me? What did I need at that time? So those are the things I'm introducing. So a lot of people join the chamber just for the masterminds because you have to be a member to get into these masterminds. They're not going to come to a breakfast, lunch, or dinner, but they're going to come to the mastermind because that's where it's a unique set of people. What's said in the room stays in the room. They're very tight, and we have like 8 of them now. We have a women's mastermind. We have a senior business marketing. We have a CEO roundtable.
I think there was artists.
We have a new one that started with artists. I mean, so that's where they share, and we're starting a biohealth. So it's sharing best practices, and it's really beneficial to put the right people together. So when there's a need, we do it.
Okay.
So I'm very open, I'm very flexible because I'm learning the market too. So I want to know what's important to you and then how can I make it work.
Okay.
Yeah, and we do advocacy. My biggest role is that I am the spokesperson for the business community in Rockville. So if there's a problem, I go to the mayor and council and I get things changed. If a member has an issue, like one of my members had a big issue, and I ended up going to Annapolis and getting a bill written and passed and signed by the governor in 3 months that saved her $160,000.
Wow.
So, I mean, depending on what it is that the need is, I'll take action accordingly. And if I don't know, I know who does know.
Okay, because they see, I would imagine the lawmakers then see you as you have the power of the voice of the businesses, as opposed to my solo business going to my...
And I report to the mayor council monthly of the business community. So when I first started, it was town square and it was parking. So we're still working on that a year later, but we're there. When a business goes to open and all of a sudden someone comes in and says they have to change something and now it's taking them money and time, I can go to the city and I can say, hey, we need to, do something about this. This can't keep happening. And then a program comes up, so we're making a difference. It's taking little steps, but I feel like we're making a difference.
Okay. So we're going to have to take a break. Time flies fast on this show. And when we come back, I want to talk to you more about, so what should I be thinking about in order to join a chamber? And, you've been talking about Rockville Chamber a fair amount, but we'll dig a little bit more into what differentiates Rockville's from other chambers. So with that, we'll be right back.
I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
Have a good first day at work, Mom.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does.
And like that, you're a job creator.
Hello, welcome back to Think About It. I'm still Sylvia Henderson, your host, and we are still talking about businesses and chambers of commerce and why the two should mix. And my guest is still Margie Graff, who is President and CEO now of the Rockville, Maryland Chamber of Commerce. So welcome back, although we didn't go anywhere. We talked a lot the first half about what the chamber does and some of the things the chamber offers. Cover that a little bit more, but first, how can I as a business, or how can businesses and professionals actually get the most from the chamber? What can we be doing to get the most?
Okay, can I start from when you become a member?
Okay.
Okay, so you become a member of the chamber. You go online, you fill out the online application, you pay with a credit card, and it instantly pops up on our website. And what we do is how we launch a new business is for the first 30 days, you're on our homepage as a welcome new member.
Yep.
We also, every Monday, send an e-blast out to 3,000 businesses welcoming you as a new member. Then someone from the membership committee comes out, takes your picture with your plaque, and puts it across all of our social media. So that's what we do to launch you. Now what you do, you need to show up for information session. We have information sessions for new members, and we go over all the programs that we offer, all the committees that you could get involved with, and it's really up to you. And I tell people, go to as many as you can and see what's right for you. Only you're going to know that. I could say, oh, you're going to love this one, but maybe you'll love this one. I don't know that. You need to do that. And just see how that goes. If you want to get involved in committee work, if you just want to go to masterminds, and then try educational seminar in the morning. Come to a lunch and try that, and then come to a mix and mingle. You know, try these things for a couple months because they're all different people all the time. You're not going to get the same people at these different things. Even in the committees and masterminds, are different people than are at the mixers. So the more you can get out there so people get to know who you are, what you do. I find people do business with people they know, like, trust, and respect, and that takes time to build.
Yeah.
You know, and you can't just do it over the phone, and you can't just do it by showing up one time somewhere. So you need to also take some responsibility.
Right.
So we'll launch you, but then you need to show up.
And other ways to get involved then, join a committee. I mean, they can get deeply involved.
You can.
Committee, board, whatever, the different ways.
You can do as much as you want or as little as you want, but you're going to get out of it the amount of effort you put in. You really are. I mean, that's what I found. When I had my business, I wasn't selling to those people. I was using them as, well, what do you think? You know, if I offered this, does that sound like you know, so I use it as a sounding board. I used it as like
group.
like a board of directors. I wasn't selling to anybody, so I didn't use the chamber that way. But I found the more people knew me and got to know me, all of a sudden they'd hear in a conversation, oh, so-and-so's looking for this. Oh, I know Margie does that. You know, and that's how I got business, but I wasn't looking to get business that way, but that just happened because they got to know me, trust me, respect me, and they knew what I did, you know. So there's all kinds of things that we offer too for the community. You could get involved with hometown holidays. You could get involved with the public safety awards. The chamber does, it used to be called the Black and White Ball. I changed it up to make it, it's now called the RCC Rockstar Awards. November 7th, we are going to have an Emmy event. It's going to be the event at Manor Country Club when you get out, the red carpet, the velvet things, you know.
Awesome.
It's going to be great. And why are we going all out? Because we're honoring 5 businesses who went above and beyond this year, and it's all about them. And this is, you know, they're our rock stars this year. So that's why we're doing what we're doing.
And so if people are watching this after November, they can find out about the next events at the Rockville Chamber's website.
Yeah. Rockville Chamber, go on the website. Everything is on there. Every committee, every event we have. But once you're a member, there's all kinds of things you can get involved with. You can sponsor a breakfast. You could sponsor a lunch. You could sponsor a mix and mingle. For $500, for God's sakes, you can have your own table, your own trade show booth to all the people that are there. Okay. Plus, we give you a list of all the attendees.
Ooh, that's valuable.
Yeah.
To build your list, yep.
Right. So, you know, there's all different ways. And what I say to people, just talk to me. Tell me what you're trying to do, and let's figure out the best way to do it.
That's kind of a neat position. You're a connector, chief connecting
I am.
officer.
That's what I do best. That is what I do best. That's what I love.
So when I'm sitting out here in my own business again, and I look at some of the benefits that I used to have at the major company I used to work for, the dental, the health care, the other things, the discounts that I used to get because it used the power of that large company.
Right. Well, we have
Can
that.
you- okay.
We have that as far as associations go.
Okay.
Because that was really important to me with my own business too. How can I afford my own stuff? I'm not with a company. So that's one of the things we're rolling out is vision, dental. Healthcare is not allowed right now in associated healthcare, but it's something we're working on. All the chambers went to Annapolis last year and started fighting, and we're going to be doing that again. So I'm hoping that's going to happen. But we have savings on UPS. We have savings on Constant Contact for email marketing. We formed an energy co-op with other chambers across the country. So, it's not only for businesses, it's for personal too. It's for all the employees. So you want to talk about lowering your costs? Because when I was a business owner, that's what was important to me. How can I cut my expenses? How can I keep my costs low so I can make more money? And so I'm on top of that. So I'm always looking at what can we bring in to help. And you know what? The benefits that we offer right now, if anyone took advantage of just one of them, it would already pay for your chamber membership. It's a no-brainer.
True.
That's what I wanted it to be. You take advantage of just one of the savings, and it paid for your membership. The rest is just going to be profit.
So if I'm a large business,
Yeah.
and is it through sponsorship or is it through offering discounts that I get the traffic in from the member companies? What's the benefit to me if I'm a large business, like a major office supply company or something?
Well, the major businesses is they can help shape the community. All right, they can get involved in many ways to help shape the community, whether they want to be on our board of directors, whether they want to sponsor our biggest event, whether they want to support. We have a young professionals. I didn't even talk about the young professionals. A lot of them will support the young professionals coming up. So there's lots of things for them to do as well. And like I said, it's important for them to be involved to help the smaller guy, help them. They've already gone through it. So their experience can help the mid company get to their level.
Right.
It's all about giving back. At that point, when they're at that point,
Yeah.
it's all about giving back and what can we do for the community.
Okay. So let's talk about the young professionals. I know a lot of companies, I've been in some other groups, and the emerging leader or whatever are programs that are really coming up now. So what's the young professionals all about?
Okay, that's under 40 years old.
Okay.
And we have them in Rockville, but we try to do young professionals with all of the chambers in Montgomery County, as well as Leadership Montgomery. We just had a program last month. We brought Google in, and Google taught everybody how to grow your business, how to get found on the web, how to get found on the map. It was hands-on training. And so like Montgomery College and Shulman Rogers sponsor that event.
Wow.
So there's a large company, trying to give back. So the young professionals, we're going to have a mixer Zava Zone this month, but the young professionals is taking that over and moving it to another date because that's, they're going to have fun. They're going to be jumping around and maybe do some team building and, that's not necessarily where my mix and mingle needs to go. So I'm making some changes as we go, but
well, you've got to let them. They know their world, and I guess they're not going to attract other young professionals if they do what we stodgy old baby boomers do.
But the funny thing is, they don't want to be known as a young professional. They want to be part of. They just do it their way.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't want to be in a group, in a class. However, they like to network together.
Sure.
And so we're going to be giving more opportunities, but we're listening to what they want. And so according to what they want, we'll bring in programs and do things for them. It's really about, when it comes down to it, it's what they want. or what the business wants.
Which
That's
has
what
been
it-
the overriding theme
that-
the whole time.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
what we
So
want and need.
I'm from that side, not from
Yeah.
the chamber side. And when I got interviewed for this job, I said, it's not about you. When I thought they weren't going to hire me when I said that, I said it's all about providing value to your members. So that's my focus, is providing value to the members.
So having been a business owner, what one or two little tips, slightly not about the chamber per se, but a couple of business tips, if I'm coming to you and I'm saying, Margie, how do I've started my business, know what I formed, sole proprietorship versus whatever. I've got the structure together, but I'm just getting my feet on the ground. Maybe one tip or so for me.
Well, it's connecting you with what you want. Do you want the marketing tip? Do you want, it depends
Okay.
where you want to go.
Okay.
Because there's a different avenue for that.
So how about a marketing tip?
Be vulnerable, be honest, and that's the worst thing you want to do. I mean, as an entrepreneur, you don't want anybody to know really where you are. But in order to get help, you need to open up and be vulnerable. Like, people need to tell me what they need help with so I can help them.
True.
That's the last thing they want to do is to open up and be vulnerable. But if you're open and honest and vulnerable and ask for help, you can get help.
Cool.
You're not even though you're in business by yourself, for yourself, you don't have to be by yourself. There's a lot of help out there.
Okay. So we're about to wrap up.
Okay.
I think you've covered a lot about chambers and about Rockville, Maryland. I keep saying Maryland only because there's the Rockville
There
in
is.
other places
There
too.
are.
So, and there's Montgomery County in Pennsylvania. So I have
Yeah.
to be real clear.
Yeah.
One last, real quick, half a minute. I don't know, something you want to say about Rockville to
Well,
unabashedly market.
Well, I formed a partnership with the Maryland State Chamber. So any of our small businesses with 10 or fewer employees is automatically a member of the Maryland State Chamber too. So I just saved everybody $780.
You actually did. I just got their notice. Yes, and I thought, oh, wow, that's a bigger venue.
Yeah, and I'm the only chamber in Montgomery County that decided to go along with it. It's open to everybody. But
Wow.
I guess they say they already do what they do, but I'm like, why not partner? To me, it's all about partnership and working together. That's the bottom line.
Cool. That is a great ending.
Yeah.
Margie, thank you for being on Think About It, being on the show.
Thank you for asking me.
And so I hope you all who are watching really grasp now why you need to network, but also why you need to look at a chamber, and definitely the Rockville, Maryland Chamber of Commerce. And so I'm honored that you spent the time to take time with us today. And until the next time, I invite you to tune in, take what you see and hear, and, well, think about it.
about it.
I'm Sylvia Henderson, and you make a great day.